Hello friends. So in the previous lecture we studied the general movements of our body or different movements which are happening in our body, and second, the different muscular movement is due to the different muscles, like three type of muscles: skeletal muscles, smooth muscles and cardiac muscles, and the location of that muscles are different. And now today we start ultra structure of skeletal muscles. Now what is the skeletal muscles? Now as you know key all human beings have the skeletal muscle, or whether you can say strident muscles or you can say voluntary muscles. Okay, now how they are arranged and what are the components in it, they are helpful in the contraction and relaxation of muscles. Okay, so we will see. So why it is skeletal muscle? Because they are attached with the skeleton. Okay, assume this is the bone and the skeletal muscles are bound with the bones like this. Okay, for an example. Now if you see if you cut this muscles, you can find the different fascicles, or you can say muscle bundle in the muscles region. Okay, like this. These are the muscle bundles which are present in muscles. Like this is the muscles. Okay, so these are the muscle bundles. Okay, so many muscle bundles are there. In this muscle bundle, you can zoom into the muscles. You can find different muscles fibers. Okay, into the muscle bundle. And first of all, these muscle bundles are bound with each other with the help of collagen fiber protein. Collagen fiber proteins are helpful to bind this all muscle fibers. Okay, now see, this muscle fibers or fascicles, they have a different muscle fiber. Okay, so this is the single muscle fiber. This is the single muscle fiber. Okay, clear? So this is the single muscle fiber, and in this muscle fiber there are so many myofibrils. It's called myofibrils, and this is muscle fiber which are present, okay, in the fascicles. Okay, fascicles means muscle bundles. Okay, in the in the muscle fiber there are so many proteinous bands which are present in the structure of muscles, and this proteinous band or this proteinous fiber, it's called myofibrils. So there are so many myofibrils are present in muscle fiber, and muscle fibers are present in fascicles or muscle bundles, and these muscle bundles are the structure of muscles, or you can say skeletal muscles. Okay, now different parts of this muscle cells. If you see the muscle fiber, so if you see the muscle fiber, assume it is a muscle cells. So in the muscle cells there are the different structures. If you see the cytoplasm of muscle cell, it is known as sarcoplasm. Cytoplasm is equal to sarcoplasm. So cytoplasm is known as sarcoplasm. It is all about muscle cells. Okay. Now muscle cells are multicellular. First of all, when we talk about cytoplasm, then automatically they are multinucleated. My mistake is multinucleated. So cytoplasm means sarcoplasm, especially for muscle cells. Then second, multinucleated cells. Second thing, the cell membrane is known as sarcolemma. Okay, now these are the terms which you have to remember. These things. Cytoplasm is known as sarcoplasm, and cell membrane is known as sarcolemma. Then another thing, endoplasmic reticulum is known as plasmic reticulum. So these are the terms which you have to remember, because these terms are useful in future muscle contraction theory. That's why. Because sarcolemma sarcoplasmic reticulum both are the reservoir of calcium. These are the reservoir of calcium. Calcium plus 2. Why? Because calcium is the necessary, or calcium is the basic requirement for muscle contraction. So if there is no calcium, there is no muscle contraction. Rather, it is the unbelievable thing that there is the absence of calcium. But just assume that there is no calcium, then there is no muscle contraction. Okay, so calcium is the necessary, or it is the basic requirement for muscle contraction. So, and sarcoplasmic reticulum and sarcolemma both stores this calcium. Okay, now we talk about the different arrangement of myofibril. So myofibril is the proteinous fiber which are present in the structure of muscle layer, or you can say muscle fiber. Okay, so there are the two different muscle fibrils are there, or you can say two different type of different muscle layer or muscle fiber. Okay, first of all, the muscle fiber or myofibril is of two types. First is actin and second one is myosin. So two type of muscle fibers are there. First is actin fiber and second is myosin fiber. Both are made up of protein. Okay, now actin fiber is known as I band and myosin protein is known as A band. Actin is known as I band and myosin is known as A band. Okay, now second, actin is somewhat thin compared to myosin, so it is thin band, or you can say thin है इसलिए वो light दिखता है, that's what it's called light band. So you can say it is the light band or thin band, and myosin is A and thick, that's why it's called thick band, or you can say dark band or thick band. Okay, and this is the light band. Okay, so one is actin, which is I band, light or thin. Myosin is A band, dark and thick band. Clear? Now the another name of I band is known as an isotropic band, and A is an isotropic band. So I is known as isotropic and A is known for an isotropic band. So there are two type of band, or you can say protein fiber. Now we will see the fiber structure, the arrangement of fibers, how they are arranged in a particular manner. So we will see, this is the, if you imagine, this is the A band or thick band, the white chalk which I use for the A band. Okay, now this is the second. Okay, they are arranged like this, and the another one is, it is the limitation of board, that's why I am not drawing. Okay, these are the A bands. Okay, now what about I? So I bands are arranged like this. Like this. This is I band. So these thin bands are I band and thick bands are A band. Okay, and we just label it. Okay, first of all, this is the I band and this is A band. Okay, so I band and A band. Now there is the imaginary line which passes through a middle of the A band. It is called this imaginary line, which is exactly passed through A band. It is known as M line. It is known as M line. Okay, now the second one is one membrane or one line which is exact middle in the A band, sorry I band. जैसे ही A band की जैसे है वैसे I band की middle में भी एक एक्सिस और सॉरी मिडल लाइन है, and both the I band. So it's known as Z line, or you can say Krauss membrane. It is somewhat stretchable membrane like structure. So Z line is passes through a middle of I band, and M line is passes through a middle of A band. So M line is middle line of A band, and Z line is the middle line of I band. Just remember. Okay. Now, second one, the area which is not covered by I band. The area of A band, this is the area. This is the area of A band which is not covered by I band. कि जहाँ पे I band नहीं है, A band का ऐसा एरिया कि जहाँ पे I band कवर नहीं करता, ये एरिया, it is known as H band. H band, or you can say Hansen band. H band or Hansen band. Clear? So this is the arrangement of protein fiber in the sarcoplasm. Okay, sarcoplasm के अंदर जो proteinous arrangement है वो इस तरफ की है, पूरी cell के अंदर, muscle cell के अंदर. So now the second thing is the space, or you can say the distance between two Z line. Okay, this is the distance between two Z line. Okay, now the distance between two Z line is known as sarcomere. Sarcomere. Okay, so the distance between two Z line, it is known as sarcomere, and sarcomere is the unit of muscle cell. Because muscle cell is long, multinucleated, that's why there is no division. Now, that's why it is known as unit of muscle cells. So sarcomere is a single unit of muscle cell. Now, when I see the sarcomere, I can see a single complete A band and two half I band. Just see. Okay, a single complete A band and two half I band. Clear? So this is the structure of sarcomere, is the unit of muscle cells, and other you can say arrangement of muscle fiber in the muscle cells. So this is the typical diagram, or you can say it is just for understanding. That's why I draw this very short I band, but it is not like that. A band and I band मैंने बहुत ही short, length wise बहुत short draw की है, वो काफी लंबे होते हैं. Okay, just see your textbook diagram. So it is just for your understanding only. That's why I am drawing the short fibers. Second thing, कि when the muscle will contract, they will contract. Okay, and the I bands are moved on the A band. जो I band है वो A band के ऊपर move करेंगे, and the Hansen area which will decreases. Hansen area है वो धीरे धीरे decrease होता जाएगा. Okay, Hansen है वो धीरे धीरे decrease हो जाएगा, and the height of muscle contraction, or you can say full muscle contraction जब हो जाएगा, then H band become disappear, and both the I band they are arrived at the M line. Just see. Okay, we will talk about these things in the next video lecture. Okay, so okay, now we will see what is the component of I band and A band. We know that I band is made up of actin and A band is made up of myosin, but what are the actual components of complete I band? So उसके बारे में देखते हैं. So we'll see the structure of I band first of all. I band. Now I band is made up of three different things. First of all, F-actin. Second one is troponin, and third one is tropomyosin. So troponin, tropomyosin, and F-actin, there are three major components of I band. Okay, we talk about the I band. Okay, now F-actin is a polymer. F-actin is polymer. It is made up of so many, like this. These are the monomers of actin. It's called G-actin. It is known as G-actin. First of all, I will rub this Okay, now G actin. Now G actin undergoes the polymerization process in the presence of magnesium plus 2. Okay, and they become they polymerize and they form a fibrous like structure like this, and it is known as F actin. Okay, so G actins are polymerized into F actin. Now F actin is a polymer. Now how the meromyosine and tropomyosin and troponin are arranged? So troponin are arranged after the completion, but tropomyosin वो कैसे bind होते हैं? Tropomyosin are a fibrous protein like this. So tropomyosin they are arranged with F actin. Clear? So tropomyosin and F actin both are joined together and they appear like this. Then after when you prepare a cake or anything, just garnishing it. Okay, so for garnishing we put a cherry on cake. Okay, sometimes. So like this, the troponin वो garnishing है, means you can say कि troponin are arranged in a particular distance on the actin monomer or actin polymer. So these are the troponin, and troponin contain the three components 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can see the three components. So troponins are arranged on the F actin, and this complete three components forms means tropomyosin means fibrous to pink seminal rock here. Then F actin and troponin forms a complete I band. वो complete I band form करते हैं. Okay. Now, sir, what about the myosin? Or you can say, what about the A band? Now, A band is made up of myosin, that we all know. But myosin is the polymer and the monomer is meromyosin. The monomer is meromyosin. Okay, so meromyosin. Clear? Now, meromyosin is look like this. How they arrange on the structure of complete myofibril? वो myofibril कैसे दिखते हैं? Just see. Like this. Okay, so वो कुछ ऐसे दिखते हैं. This is the single meromyosin. Now meromyosin have the two components. First, it is head, and second, this is the tail. Okay, so head it is known as HMM, heavy meromyosin. HMM, heavy meromyosin, and this is the lighter part. It is known as light meromyosin, or it is the tail part of meromyosin. That's why it's known as light meromyosin, LMM. So HMM, heavy meromyosin, and LMM, light meromyosin. Clear? These are the two parts of meromyosin. Now, in the heavy meromyosin, there are the two different parts. Okay, or rather, you can say receptor, or you can say the receptive part. The first one is it is the receiver for actin molecules. Why? Because they bind with the actin upper side. This is the meromyosin, and they bind with the वो ऊपर जाते हैं and they bind with the actin molecule. और actin I band से bind होते हैं. They form a bond. Okay, temporary, but they form with the using of ATP. So the second receptor is for ATP. Okay. So the first receptor is for actin, or rather binding site, you can say binding site. This is the binding site of actin, and this is the binding site of ATP. Now heavy meromyosin use the ATP and use the energy, and they form a bond with the fiber or with the light with the actin. Okay, so heavy myosin है वो ATP यूज करके, एनर्जी यूज करके दे क्रिएट अ बॉन्ड विद द आई बैंड, एंड वो आई बैंड को स्ट्रेच करते हैं, यहाँ से बाइंड होते हैं, यहाँ से बनाए बाइंड होते हैं और वो आई बैंड को स्ट्रेच करते हैं। और उसके बारे में बात करेंगे हम इन दी नेक्स्ट वीडियो लेक्चर, स्लाइडिंग फिलामेंटल थियरी और यू कैन से मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्शन थियरी एंड हाउ इट हैपेंस। ओके, सो आज यहाँ तक रखता हूँ, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में देखेंगे फर्दर। ओके, बाय।